And hello YouTube, GSmaniamsmart here, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you another easy gold trick in Guild Wars 2, this time revolving around toxic spore samples, which is actually a fairly rare node that can only be found in Kessex Hills, and we'll show you how you can actually farm these and go through some events to make some pretty good profit off of this. That's coming up next. What's up guys, GSmaniamsmart here, today with another brand new video for Gaming with GS. Thanks for stopping by, glad to have you for another easy gold trick in Guild Wars 2. If you have been new to the channel, new to my videos, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Plenty of other Guild Wars 2 content videos, gold guides, gameplay guides, build guides, patch summaries, story recaps, Guild Wars 2 news, all kinds of cool stuff on the channel. So if you're interested in Guild Wars 2, you're interested in some giveaways even, at the end of the video we'll go over a giveaway as well. I encourage you to hit that subscribe button, as well as that post notification bell, so you can stay up to date with all the most recent videos. So it's been a while since we had a gold trick on the channel, and it's mainly because, for the most part, we've had a lot of other things come out recently that I felt were a bit more important to cover. A few other video topics that I wanted to cover as well for a long time now, and I pretty much covered a lot of the gold tricks already in game. However, there's one gold trick that I've had on my list for quite some time now, and that is pristine toxic spore samples. Now this is a really cool node that is actually not as popular, and I don't see a lot of people farming for these in Kessex Hills. This is an item that's very valuable to a lot of people who use the superior room of antitoxin, which gives some condition damage, to people who use the superior sigil of torment, who actually get AoE torment off, and even for some utilities that give condition damage, such as the toxic focusing crystal or the toxic maintenance oil, and a food item, bowl of Marjorie's experimental chili. So this is definitely an item that is hard to come across in the game. There's only really two ways of getting this. You'll either get them from the trading post, obviously, but the other way you'll get them is either one from the Nightmare Fractal Challenge mode, and it is a rare reward, and the other way is that you'll get them from Kessex Hills by finding them around the area by harvesting the node. The other way you'll get them is from completing toxic offshoot events, which also happen in Kessex Hills, and I believe there's a few locations that it happens in the Maguma Jungle, in Brisbane Wildlands, and I think in Gandrin Fields as well. However, this item right here is really valuable, and as you can see in the GW2 BLTC, the supply and demand for this is pretty steady. People are continuously buying these things. Supply seems to be fluctuating a lot. Demand seems to be fluctuating. It's not a constant straight line. And as we know from previous gold tricks, when we have a constant straight line, that tends to be bad news for an item, because that means not many people are buying it or selling it, and it's just staying at a constant rate. So this is an item that's very valuable. People are buying it. It is something that people want, and it is something that you can farm for. Now, at first, you might think, okay, well, GS, you know, you've already made videos before on harvesting nodes. Why is this node so different? What makes this node any different from any of the other nodes? And the main reason why this node is so different is because it is harvestable repeatedly. Over the course of maybe 10 or 15 minutes, you can continuously harvest this node, and it spawns in the same location, and you're able to actually go on all the other characters, and you can actually farm for a ton of these toxic spore samples. And this is a rare crafting material, so it doesn't come by cheap either. For one of these toxic spore samples, I sold mine for 15 silver. Sometimes these go for 16 silver. So if you just get 10 of these, and getting 10 of these is really quick, you can very easily make 1 gold and 50 silver really quickly. So as for supply and demand, this is a great candidate for farming for some gold. Now, the way you farm for these, you have to go to Kessex Hills. And like I already told you, there are several ways you can get this. But the two primary ways to get this is from completing toxic offshoot events that occur in Kessex Hills. I suggest you stay in Kessex Hills, because there's no point to go to Gandrin Fields or Brisbane Wildlands to do these events, because the way I do this is, in the meantime you do these events and they respawn or the next event starts, you can go off and run around and harvest some of these nodes. So in 3 areas specifically in Kessex Hills, it's the Maramut Hill, the Earthworks Bluff, and the Cerebath Canyon These are 3 areas of interest in Kessex Hills. In those 3 areas, you will see an event spawn. You will see these huge toxic offshoot trees coming out of the ground, and around that area you'll see a lot of different enemies. Now there are some elite enemies there are some veteran enemies there, and for the most part you don't need to kill any of these enemies. These events do differ in how the event is completed in each of these 3 different areas. I know that in one of these areas you have to escort a golem to the area, and the golem will actually do damage to the toxic offshoot. In another area you may have to get some power kegs and plant the bomb in front of the tree, and then the bomb will explode, and then the event will complete that way. So the way this event is completed in each of these 3 different areas is different. However, the outcome is the same. Once you complete this event probably takes like maybe up to 5 minutes maximum to complete. It hasn't taken me longer than that. Sometimes it even goes quicker, especially if you come into the event when it's already halfway done or a quarter done already, then it takes even less than that. But after you complete each of these events, a toxic seedling will spawn, and this toxic seedling can be harvested for 1 guaranteed pristine toxic spore sample. And this toxic spore sample is what we're looking for. This is the rare crafting material. And the cool thing about this is that you can go on every single character you have, and essentially what you want to do is camp your characters when the event is about to start, or your character gets to the event. You want to get all your characters, camp them at that same spot, and then go on one of your characters, complete the event. Once the event's completed, you can actually hop onto all your other characters and get that toxic seedling, harvest it, and you can get a bunch of pristine toxic spore samples from it just by completing this one event. So the event is something that's optional. You don't have to do the events. If you don't like doing events, if you don't want to repeatedly do the same thing over and over for these events, you don't have to do it, obviously. You can skip the events completely, but it's another source to getting some of these pristine toxic spore samples. And the fact that you can go on each of your characters and harvest the event reward makes it even better. So that's the first way of getting this in Kessex Hills. Just look for these events, follow the event instructions, complete the event, and then harvest the loot that you get from it. Now, the other way you can get this item in Kessex Hills is from harvesting nodes. Now, these nodes are still the same thing. They're called toxic seedlings. On your map, they will appear the way that any other harvesting node requiring a harvesting sickle would appear, with 3 little tall grass things marked on the map. That's the exact same way they will appear. Now, for the most part, I found that these spawn relatively close to the area where these events happen. I think I may have found like maybe 1 in a random location, but for the most part, 98% of the time, you'll find a toxic seedling farm near the area where the events actually take place. Now think about the flax farms that you find. At the bottom of Verdant Brink, in Tangled Depths, there are certain areas where there's a bunch of flax laying around. This basically functions similarly. There'll be between 5 to 7 different toxic seedlings that you can harvest with a harvesting sickle, and you have a chance of getting between 1 to 3, at least in my experiences, harvesting these clusters. You can get between 1 to 3 of these pristine toxic spore samples. Now, other times you will get the junk item, which is just a gray item. You can sell those. They don't sell for very much, but your goal is to go for these yellows here. A lot of times you'll only get 1 from harvesting 5 or 6 of these. Sometimes you'll get 2, but I was on my ranger and I actually got 3. There were about 5 or 6 different seedlings. I harvested all 5 or 6 of them, and I got 3 out of them. So don't be afraid to use all of your harvesting sickle charges on a cluster. Don't just move on after getting 1 or 2, because you do have a chance of getting up to 3 in my experiences. The wiki says you have a chance of getting up to 4 to 9 even, or 3 to 5 even. However, I've never gotten more than 3, so who knows if that's even possible. And like I said, the reason why this is so much better than any other node farming or any other flax farming is because, 1, these items only spawn in 1 location in Kessex Hills. So you can't find these anywhere else. That's why they're so pricey. The other reason why this is different from regular node farming is because these actually respawn every 10 to 15 minutes. Now, the events seem to respawn every 30 minutes. However, like I said, you don't have to camp at 1 event. There are 3 different areas in Kessex Hills that you can go to. So just switch around between the 3 different event areas, complete the event, and by the time you finish the 3rd event, the first event should be starting in maybe 10 minutes. Maybe it already started already. So if you are rotating events, you should have no problem with that. However, if you're only harvesting the resource nodes, then those will spawn, I want to say, 10 to 15 minutes also. So you could walk around the map, harvest the 3 or 4 nodes. I think there's only like maybe 3 to 5 nodes on the Kessex Hills map. I didn't find any other ones. So you will have to rotate around those. But these nodes do respawn, I want to say every 10 to 15 minutes. So if you have 20 characters and you go to these nodes, by the time you finish all those characters for that one node, it'll already have been respawned for your first character already. If you only have 10 characters or so, you can go to the 3 or 4 different nodes in the map, and by the time you finish all of your characters, those nodes will respawn again, and you can restart from all the other characters again, and keep on doing this thing over and over and over again, and each of these is worth 15 silver on average, so you can make a pretty good amount of money out of this. Now, according to the wiki, the veteran rank creatures that have a toxic corruption effect will also spawn some toxic seedlings upon death. However, I have not seen that yet, and it also says in the wiki here that killing any crate or killing any nightmare court creatures can also spawn a seedling. However, I don't think it's very time efficient to run around killing nightmare court or crate in different areas or in Kessex Hills to get some of these seedlings to spawn. I think your best bet is to just run around the map, complete the 3 events in the 3 different areas, and if you don't want to do the events or you want to mix and match things in between, you can walk around and collect the nodes on all your different characters, and then when they respawn, continue to do so. I think that's the best practice here to get these pristine toxic spore samples, and then sell everything that you have on the trading post. Now, I'm hoping that me making this video doesn't drop the price too much. I mean, our channel isn't that huge, so it shouldn't drop the price too heavily. Hopefully this video will stay relevant, and hopefully the demand for this item is higher than the amount of views we'll get for this. If you happen to watch this video, I don't know, in a month or two and the prices are really low, then it's probably because a lot of people have done this already. But I don't think this will drop massively, because if you think about Christmas presents, Winter's Day gifts, the Halloween trick-or-treat bags, people make videos about that all the time, and those only really drop maybe 5 or 10 silver. Even if this drops 10 silver or 5 silver, it'll still be one of the highest selling resource nodes, and the fact that they're respawnable and you can sit there and camp and basically go on all your characters and continuously farm for them still makes this very valuable. So I don't think these will drop massively. They may make a small drop, but I think this is still a really good gold trick. Now, as usual, I will say this as I say in all my other gold videos, because I feel like everyone always has to make this comment. There are other ways to make better gold. There are better ways to make more gold per hour. Now, I was able to get about 25 of these toxic spore samples on my 5 characters only in about 30 minutes, and I made 3.5 gold. So there is a way to make a good amount of gold here, especially if you have a lot of characters. If you have 10, 20 different characters, I know some people have 30 characters, you can make a huge amount of money here, depending on how many characters you have, and depending on how fast you walk, how fast your load times are, how fast you harvest these things. You can make a lot more than I made in those 30 minutes, and you can make a lot more than I made in that 1 hour if I would have done it for 1 hour. But like I said, there are better ways to make gold in the game, and we do have videos in our gold making playlist for that, so I encourage you to check out that playlist if you want to see all of our other gold guides, because there are better ways to make gold than this. I just like showing the community all different ways you can make gold, and this is a pretty good one, and it sort of breaks you off from the old routine of making gold to throw in something else to the mix of things that you can make gold in the game. So I think that pretty much covers everything as far as the gold trade goes. I do quickly want to go over the giveaway that's going to be happening. I think the giveaway should have started today already. If it hasn't by the time this video goes up, then I probably forgot and it'll start tomorrow. However, this giveaway will be active until the 30th or the 31st. I haven't decided yet, but you'll see it on the Rafflecopter link in the description. This giveaway is for May, obviously, and as usual, if you are a Patreon on our Patreon page, you will be able to get extra entries. For the May giveaway, we are going to be giving away several things. We'll be giving away 100 gold, 50 gold, 25 gold, and a white and black dye. And the reason why white and black dye is because I actually found them while playing PvP, and I thought, why not give them away? Because I already have both of those dyes anyway. So 4 category of prizes up for grabs this month: 100 gold, 50 gold, 25 gold, and 2 dyes. The way you can enter into this giveaway is you have to be subscribed to the channel, obviously. That's one. If you are a Patreon for $3 or more, you will be given a code. If you are already a Patreon for $3 or more, you will have a code already. You can reuse that code they used last time. Every day you can use that Patreon code on Rafflecopter, put it in. You can get 3 extra daily entries every day. So a person who's not a Patreon will probably only have maybe 6 entries compared to you who will have another extra, who knows, 27 extra entries. So it does give you a huge boost. The other thing you can do is share this giveaway on Twitter. You need to use the link that's on the Rafflecopter, and you can do that every day as well. And the other way you can get an extra entry is by commenting on this video something that you want to see included in the next expansion. And make sure you include the hashtag GW2XPAC. That's GW2EXPAC. That way I can easily find your comment in the comment section and verify that you have left a comment. That's a cool little thing to do for this giveaway, to give you the opportunity to share some ideas with what you want to come in the next expansion. Even though there have been some leaks on the next expansion, I still like to speculate a bit. I did hear some rumors going around that maybe player housing is coming. It's a big rumor though, I highly doubt it's happening. But if I had to give you something that I would like to see in the next expansion, I would definitely like to see player housing. That's what I would like to see, so let me know what you would like to see. Make sure you leave a comment down below for an extra entry and use the hashtag GW2XPAC. And as I said, you can every day get an extra entry by sharing giveaway on Twitter. You can do that through Rafflecopter, and if you happen to be a patron, you can use your code every day to gain extra entries as well. That's pretty much the giveaway there. If you have been new to the channel and you don't know how these Rafflecopter giveaways go, I will recommend you to watch some of our previous giveaway videos. Just go on the channel, type in giveaway in the search bar on the channel page, and you'll see some videos that we did about past giveaways. It fully goes over the rules that we have there. The only big rule really is that you have to leave your Guild Wars 2 username in the very first query that Rafflecopter will ask you. That way I know what username is. That's the only real big rule. So make sure that you leave your username there. Other than that, a lot of you have done giveaways before. You've been part of this channel for a while, so you know how the giveaways go. I'm not going to waste too much more time in this video. I think it's simple enough. So the link is in the description for our giveaway. The link is also in the description for all of our other gold guides and that playlist if you're interested. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed today's gold trick. If you found it helpful, go ahead and leave a like. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, feedback, something you're confused about in the gold trick or even the giveaway, you can leave a comment down below. Be down there answering any questions you have. And if you happen to know specific locations where some of these seed sapling nodes may be spawning in Kessex Hills, if you've noticed there's a pattern, I have not. I've only done this for 2 days, and for the most part, these nodes have appeared in similar areas, so I can't say I've noticed a pattern yet. But if you have any extra intel or info on this gold trick, leave it in the comment section below. I'm pretty sure it'll help everyone out. And if you want to check out my most recent video, go and click the annotation here. You want to check out similar videos to this one, click the annotation here. Want to subscribe to my tutorial vlogging, my other YouTube channels, click the annotation here. And if you want to donate $1 to Patreon or $3 to get the giveaway bonus perk, click the annotation here. And thank you for watching as always. This is GSmaniamsmart, and I'll be back. Certainly think, don't go anywhere.